One night we parked the business vehicle at the club, and they decided to take the number off of our vehicle, call the owner of Yellow Cab, and try to cost us our jobs.
We're not calling employers, and we're not calling family members. Now, there was one instance in which we called an employer, and I'll explain that to you, and you'll understand why I did. We called an employer who was a cab company because this particular person, that was a swinger, drove up to the swingers club in a cab with his wife or girlfriend, I don't know which, got out of the cab with large bottles of alcohol in his hands. These were 2 bottles of whiskey, I believe one of them was Jack Daniels, and walked inside the club. Now, we were really concerned about that because we knew a lot of these swingers come out of this club 3 sheets to the wind and get in their cars and drive. Now, most of them don't drive drunk, but here's this guy carrying in 2 bottles of liquor. And so we were concerned that here was a licensed cab driver in our city that was about to go get drunk, and he was going to drive a cab. So we called the number that was on the cab and told the cab company, look, one of your drivers is up here, and we believe he's going to be drinking alcohol. He's up here at the Swingers Club, and we believe he's going to be consuming alcohol and then getting into one of your cabs. This might be of a concern to you. And the guy told me, well, he's on his own time. Don't worry about it. Mind your own business. Okay, thank you very much. Hung up. That was it. It's the last time we ever did that.
Now, the owner talked to you about this?
Yes, the owner is fully aware of our lifestyle choices and supports us being able to do what we want to do. Has he affected our business? No, not that we are aware of. He has not. He does shine flashlights in drivers' eyes when taxi cabs are trying to pull up and drop passengers at the clubs. They are intentionally flashing cameras, spotlights, trying to blind people, trying to blind drivers.
It's in the Bible somewhere.
This is going to be funny. It's going to be on your page, on my page.
I'm disappointed that they recognized me. Should have sent somebody else.
Hey, why don't you take that video camera inside about, I don't know, here in a few minutes, maybe when a few people got their clothes.
It's been several months ago, but evidently when I parked my vehicle out there, they saw one of my business cards or something laying on my dash. And it's got my cell phone number on it, so I own my own business, so they started calling me on my cell phone, and they would not identify themselves, and they just wanted to inform me that one of my employees was going to the Route 66 Swingers Club. And when they didn't get anything out of me, they asked to speak with my boss, and so I gave them my office number, and eventually they called my office, and they called many times, but finally they found me there at my office, and they told me that one of my employees was attending the Swingers Club, and I told them that was fine by me, that there was a good employee, and that he did his job, and what he did on his off time was not any of my business. And they didn't realize that they were actually talking to me about me.
I know they've jeopardized other members' income. There's been other members that have lost their jobs because they have turned around and called their businesses, and their businesses have fired them.
How many other people do you know for a fact that has happened to?
I only know for a fact.
I only know for a fact of one, for sure. I know they've contacted other families, though.
And you know that for a fact too? How many other families?
At least three that I can think of.
It started out, basically one of the guys at work, his mother does
the Raven Ministry stuff?
Yes, she goes to New Orleans and preaches at the people that go to New Orleans. And he found out that I was in the lifestyle, and he started telling me I was going to go to hell. And most of the guys at the shop go to church. I don't go to church. And basically, not too long after that, I lost my job.
Carter Engine and Machine.
Okay. Now, how do you how do you tie in your activity in the lifestyle with being fired? Did they say it to you directly?
No, basically they told me that they had their, they said I would do a very good job at work and stuff like that. But I have a MySpace page, and I'm open on my MySpace page.
Yeah.
I'm not ashamed of what I am and what I do.
Yeah.
And the same guy saw my MySpace page and recognized one of the members from his church that was a friend of mine, and he mentioned it to me that he saw it on my MySpace page. And then, so I went ahead and took him off of it, made my MySpace private after that. Because I didn't want him sitting there with him and his mom, picking out other of my friends that were there and start harassing them.
Right.
And that's how it started.
And then after he got fired from his job and he applied for unemployment, it took forever for his unemployment to be approved. And then whenever he finally called and talked to him and said, hey, what's taking so long? And they said, well, they read him this long report about what his boss had said, all these lies, he's always late, he was always, never did his job, they had to reprimand him all the time. And then said that and one of the reasons was that he was in the lifestyle.
That I was planning swinger parties at work.
I see. Hey, how long had you been working for them?
13
Almost
years.
13 years, since 1997.
And had they given you formal evaluations before?
No. Nothing he had signed.
No.
No reprimands.
And that was something that they had even asked from the Employment Commission, the Unemployment Office, had asked him if he had ever had any written reprimands that he had to sign, saying that he had done all these things wrong, and he hadn't.
So
That's why he was granted unemployment.
Quick. And now I'm wondering if my boss is giving me bad references at work because I cannot get a job. And I'm wondering if the lifestyle's coming up whenever he talks to them.
Well, right after that first protest on New Year's last year, we had a friend that her boss found out she was in the lifestyle, and all of this stuff started out, and he dropped her hours down to almost nothing, and then fired her a week later. We're telling her we know somebody who got blackmailed. They sent emails to them, took pictures off of their MySpace, and they were just pictures of them at a party somewhere getting drunk, and they took pictures, sent the pictures to them and told them, we're going to send these pictures to your family if you guys don't do what we want you to do, pretty much.
okay.
So to me, that's blackmail. They're taking pictures of people's cars, their license plates, and posting them on their websites, and I've seen that.
It's a videotape when you were
Yeah,
pulling in the driveway.
videotape. To me, that's an invasion of privacy.